Hey everyone watching the behind-the-scenes video version of CastaBlasta. We're about to kick off the recording of the live show. Basically, you just get to watch how the sausage is made. It's not that interesting, but some people like to watch it. We'll try to spice it up. This is new. We're still kind of working the bugs out.
We're definitely working the bugs out.
We had more cameras set up, and that didn't work very well. And then we had lighting problems, so you're going to have to deal with some of that. But they'll try to get better. I'll try to give you some visuals as we go for what we're talking about and things like that. Try to make it interesting for you, but it is a work in progress.
We're going to try and take this show and make it interesting for you.
Excellent. All right, you ready? I'm ready to do the audio. Ready?
And welcome to Season 3, Episode 4 of CastaBlasta. My name is Brian. With me, of course, is Chris.
Hey there, Brian.
And John.
I'm also here.
And Jeremy.
Hello.
All right, so there's some really good news this week, and I just want to get this out of the way right up front.
Okay.
We do not have to talk at all about Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, good point.
Hooray!
At all. There's no Battlestar Galactica news. There's no Battlestar Galactica that we had to sit through.
There's
nothing.
no coming soon.
There's nothing.
There actually is, but we won't talk about it.
No, there's not, John. No,
there's alternate endings that he was going to do, but he didn't. So
yeah, no, there's nothing there, John. So so of course, if you're new to the show, what we're gonna do is we got a lot of news we're gonna talk about. At the end, we're gonna go through all the TV stuff. So we'll give you a little heads up there in case you haven't gotten caught up on all the various shows: the Terminator, the Dollhouse, the Lost, etc.
Right. Sometimes we watch TV so you don't have to on some of these shows.
That's very true.
Yeah.
But if you do want to avoid the spoilers, we'll do that at the end. So let's get the news out of the way right up front.
All right.
The big news happening in my world right now is that Iron Man 2 just began filming.
Yeah, how about this?
Yep. Yeah, it's exciting. So, of course, you know, there's the whole thing with they replaced the original Rhodey Rhodes with Don Cheadle. So there's that.
Yeah.
That's
apparently
great
Terrence Howard's a dick.
And
apparently.
Dude, come on.
Who knew?
Terrence Howard was pimping. He was awesome in the first one.
I think he was. Hustle and
so,
flow, yo.
then there was the other news, though. And this is far more exciting.
Right.
Being as yesterday was the first day of filming, there was a shot. People said, "Oh my gosh, who's that walking around on the set?" It's Gary Shandling of the Gary Shandling Show, and he was there, and he was awesome. I don't know what he's doing in Iron Man, but I don't care.
I know. I think I know. I think I got the skinny. The skinny
what do you got?
It's kind of one of the others, and they're both like very one or the others. One is he's a senator, and the other one is he is a like a high rolling businessman.
Huh.
All right.
And he's gonna be wearing a suit.
Or
now, bad sign is that Gary Shandling has not been in any good movies.
Dude, seriously?
I know, it's not a good sign.
Have you ever seen Hurly Burly?
Well, Hurly Burly. Okay.
Hurly Burly was pimping.
Name another one.
Everything he's ever done.
Really?
Gary Shandling is a pimp.
Really?
I'm gonna be straight with you on this.
I like the Gary Shandling Show.
Had the best theme song ever.
And the Larry Sanders Show.
And they're both.
Both were fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, here's
his
the
television career is great.
Almost unbeatable, dare I say. This is freaking Gary Shandling we're talking about here. He could play Iron Man for all I care, and I will love it.
Are you serious?
That would be awesome. No.
I'm just being straight.
He's not being serious.
I'm being straight with y'all right now.
All right, okay. I don't believe
I'm laying it out, straight pimping.
He's very funny.
This shit is real.
He's very funny, and if it's a small
he is
role,
very funny. He's very funny. So that's very, very cool. Of course, Iron Man 3 is going to be coming pretty much right on the butt of Iron Man 2. So I'm assuming they'll keep filming as they go. I don't know the details on that. I'm going to keep watching, but it should be fairly exciting overall.
You folks on the Twitter can follow Jon Favreau's Twitter feed. He's already been talking about the shooting.
You folks on the Twitter.
I don't do it.
Wow.
You sound so old right now.
And even though we've been talking about it for a long time, it has been officially confirmed because they're there. Scarlett Johansson and Mickey Rourke are both in there.
Yeah,
playing
they
villains.
are both in there. So that's very, very cool.
Okay.
So now that's fine.
I don't think it is.
It is. It's confirmed. It's totally cool.
No, ScarJo's fine. ScarJo's fine.
Well, what's wrong with Gary Shandling?
Obviously,
or Mickey Rourke.
Obviously,
Mickey Rourke. He's a wrestler too. Also.
Yeah, he appeared on
he
WrestleMania.
also did some soft porn movie back in the. Anyway.
Okay.
Haven't we all?
Probably.
Soft porn sounds ineffective. Can I just get that out of the way?
See, I think I left out an important word there. Ghostbusters 3.
Right.
We've talked about Ghostbusters 3 in like every other episode for the last year and a half, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, it is happening. It is.
Yes.
There's just been so many.
The script is there. It is not Ghostbusters Go to Hell, which is what the script originally was rumored to be.
Right.
But it's
coming.
happening.
It's coming. Harold Ramis confirmed it. It is happening. Now, there's not a whole heck of a lot known other than somewhat semi-confirmed that there will be a younger group of Ghostbusters, and that the old Ghostbusters will be around, but in what capacity is not made clear.
One of the younger
trying to save Dan Aykroyd's career.
Valiant effort.
Seriously, what happened to
One
Dan
of the younger
Aykroyd?
Ghostbusters has been rumored to be Seth Green, but we don't know for sure yet.
Seth Green or Seth Rogen?
That's what I meant. Sorry,
Wait,
Seth Rogen.
You guys. Gary Shandling and Ghostbusters.
There you go.
This is all I'm saying. That could be really pimping.
What?
I think pimping and Ghostbusters 3 and Gary Shandling. Those are the three things that I'm going to talk about for the rest of the show.
Okay, great. This is going to be a great episode.
This is going to be a really good
You're
episode.
welcome.
Thank you, world. All right, so that's kind of exciting. The one bit of big unknown in that is we do not know whether or not Rick Moranis will be in Ghostbusters 3.
Probably not. You know, he's like a country singer now. That's like he's
put
totally
out
not a very
retired.
good
So
one.
for those of you who don't know, Rick Moranis of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and Ghostbusters fame, and also of Great White North.
Let's just forget the he's done some good stuff.
He's done some great stuff.
Strange Brew.
He kind of dropped out of movies basically for the last
On
10
purpose.
years or so.
Right.
And he created a kind of a comedy country album.
Not really
It's a
that comedy
comedy.
from what I hear, and he did it with like his daughter's boyfriend.
Yeah. But no, it's a comedy. If you listen to
Hey,
it,
since you're
it's
sleeping with
funny.
my kid, you want to do this thing?
Let's work this out through song.
I bet your strings are twangy. So there's that. All right. Transformers time. We don't know a whole heck of a lot new that hasn't already been known, other than now this poster came out that it looks like the back of an old Transformers toy box, where it literally just has a list of the Transformers that will be in the movie. And this is fantastic. Jeremy, what do we got?
RC, Sideswipe, Ravage, Devastator, and I don't know if Soundwave was on the poster, but he's also been confirmed as part of it.
I hope he actually plays cassette tapes.
Dude, wouldn't that be rad?
Like he did originally.
Like, that would be rad.
That'd be so great.
You know, in the first film, I thought that little the little thing that became a boombox was supposed to be one of those cassette tape
cubes.
things.
Seriously,
Whatever.
if they don't bring back Inner John cubes, I'm going to be... Oh, there you go.
I was going to put up a picture for the people
Hello.
for the people watching the video of the poster, but since I can't find that online, I got the next best thing.
There's Megan Fox.
Huh.
She's in the movie too.
What does it say about me that I'm far more interested in the poster with the list of the Transformers?
All right, moving
that are
on.
in it?
Moving on.
All right, yeah, let's move right along.
You want to have sex with robots? I think
that's well, transformable robots that become.
Not just any robot.
You know, RC is a girl robot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
Now, I'm going to say this again. We had this conversation a few weeks back. They really need to bring in the Dinobots. If they don't have the Dinobots in by movie number 3, I say we boycott.
Uh-oh. Brian's throwing it down. Just like
I'm
you did
throwing
for,
it down.
What was that Chihuahua movie that you threw it down for?
Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
I never actually ended up following through on.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Busted.
So that's
Bust.
good times.
Busted.
All right. So
Beverly Hills
also in
Chihuahua.
the movie news, we've got Men in Black 3 coming.
What?
Nothing's been
Yes.
confirmed other than
Finally.
they're making the movie.
Thank you, aggressive letter writing campaign.
No Will Smith or anything like
No
that.
Tommy Lee Jones.
No Soderbergher.
And as I
the
mentioned earlier,
director.
no audience. I don't care about that.
It's I don't know. I mean,
But
the
it's
first two
sci-fi,
movies
John.
made a lot of money.
Yeah,
I mean,
they did. Yeah, I'm sure this one will make some money too. But I saw the first one and I liked it at the time.
Yeah, I liked the
second
first one.
I didn't really care about.
John.
Yes.
Here comes Men in Black.
Keep going.
All right,
Keep
no.
going.
I really like Will
Here's the
Smith.
thing. I don't want to keep going.
He's so like he's charismatic.
comes
as
an
well,
MIB.
Jeremy.
Here comes
is.
the MIB.
It did have a catchy
He's
song,
the
you guys.
Fresh
I'm sorry.
Prince.
It did.
Yeah.
Summertime.
Yeah.
Turns out celebrities
Also,
are aliens. Spoiler alert.
Right.
Michael
right.
Jackson,
Good times,
alien.
Good times. But seriously, if they had a Men in Black without Will Smith, I mean,
It would feel like straight to video.
it would, wouldn't it? It
Yeah.
would
Probably
feel
will
very
be straight to video.
It can't
Yeah.
be. You can't have a Men in Black
No,
straight to
yeah.
video.
If
That
it's
would
got
be
no Will
ridiculous.
Smith and no Tommy Lee,
They
you
just don't
totally
make
could.
it.
Didn't they make a cartoon of Men in Black? Did anybody see that ever?
You mean
no.
I have every episode they released?
Right. Whatever.
We're playing
How's it go, Chris?
over and over
what
again
are
in
they
my
at?
head.
Well, there's people and they're aliens.
Celebrities?
Oh,
There's some celebrities.
Okay.
Michael Jackson.
Aha, you have seen it.
Yep. See?
Moving on.
Moving on. Yeah, this is very, very important to move on. All right, so the new Star Trek movie, it's coming out.
It has been
That's
We
screened.
can't stop this movie. It's coming out in America in just a couple of days.
mm-hmm.
It already came out in Australia, which seriously, dude, what the hell is up with that? Since when do people in Australia, no offense, Australians, get
Some
to have
offense.
Star Trek before we do.
No offense, Paul Hogan.
We made Star Trek. Star Trek is all about America. Like, if you think about Star Trek, it is cowboys in America in space.
If you think about Star Trek?
I'm trying to appeal to a wider audience here, Jeremy. Of course, we're thinking about is Star Trek, right?
So it was also released in
Austin,
Texas. So Texas gets it and Australia gets it.
And come on, what's the big news?
So what is the big news?
They liked it.
They liked it a lot.
Although I did read one review that said though he enjoyed the experience, he thought it was maybe too mainstream for diehard Trek.
That's kind of what you got to expect.
Now, is this the final? This is a final version.
Yeah, this is
a release version.
Release.
Yeah, because some of the other complaints were that there's almost zero character building. Which
I heard that there was character building, but what I have heard is that the villain, played by Eric Bana, is not great.
Yeah,
right. I heard that too.
Really?
I think the quote that I have in my brain is spends 80% of his screen time screaming.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Screaming Romulan.
I'm trying to get myself excited.
Leonard
Nimoy
for the movie.
was
at the opening in Texas.
I know.
Those people got a treat.
Dude,
seriously.
The Alamo Drafthouse in Texas.
They got the
somehow
Nimoy.
incorporated time travel.
Right.
Man, I just
actually the problem. That's one of the best things I have seen across the board on reviews so far is that they apparently did the tie-in to the original timeline really well.
Yeah.
There's been no complaints on that front from anybody.
So it's exciting.
I'm showing pictures in the video version.
People are saying that it's the best since Wrath of Khan. We will see.
That's what they're saying. Now, here's the thing.
But Wrath of Khan is an amazing film.
That's a lot to live up to.
That's a lot.
It's like a good film.
And realistically, it's probably not as good as that.
And come on.
But it might be better than some of the last few ones.
But looks like Star Trek 6 was amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Now, one of the things they're doing, which actually seems to be working out pretty well for them, is they are releasing the comic books, the sort of the prequel comic books. Those are getting good reviews. The artwork's fantastic. Brian, you thumbed through it before the show started.
I did. It looks great.
Didn't they just finish them?
They're shipping out. I don't know how they're shipping, because I've got one here, and then I've got another package that's arrived. That's, I guess, part 2. I thought it was all just one book, but I guess it's coming in parts.
Yeah, they're shipping it out. You can get the issues, but they're also doing a trade paperback release of it all.
So I haven't read it yet, but it's got good reviews, and they actually say they did a good job.
Captain Data.
I'm looking at the artwork over Brian's shoulder here now. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it really doesn't look too bad.
Look
the artwork is actually done by, and hold on a second here. It's David Messina does the art.
Oh.
Which, I mean, it is
looks
good
to me.
What's the comic book called? It's
Countdown.
Yeah.
Countdown.
So I don't know. I think you can just buy that anywhere, really. I don't think
I'm going to talk for the rest of the show.
Check out your local Costco or Safeway.
Or you could go to a comic book shop.
A what?
A comic book shop.
I don't know what those are.
If you're not spending at least one day every 2 weeks, at least, in comic book shops, there's something wrong with you, and you need to get on that. You need to get on your game, fellas. Get down to your local comic shop and just stand there.
Now,
just stand there and pretend like you've never kissed a girl before.
Now,
it's an amazing experience.
Isn't the artwork? Just pretend. Isn't the artwork supposed to be done by somebody pretty well known in the comic book?
Yeah,
he's known.
David Messina.
So what kind of
all along here, Chris?
What work is he?
I can't name any offhand, but it's definitely a name I recognize.
So he's Star Trek Countdown.
Oh yeah, he did.
He's done Star Trek Countdown.
Yeah, he's the artist behind Star Trek Countdown. Last I heard.
That's a good point.
Yeah, no, it looks really good. So I don't know. This is going to help me get a little more excited for this week's release. But I mean, if you've been looking online at the stills and the production stills and all the posters for the new Star Trek movie, and I don't mean anything derogatory by this. It just looks really gay. It looks just like really gay. It looks like the gayest movie I have ever seen in my life. Captain Kirk looks like he's the personification of gay. It's like when you look... Hold on. It's like when you get into like the world of Shakespeare.
He's on a gay role here.
And there's Pan, right? You got the little hoofed guy with the little dooty flute, and he's like, oh my gosh, he's causing trouble. He's the personification of trouble. He's the crazy little goat thing.
Mischief, I think, is the word you're looking for.
This is the problem. Is the new Kirk looks like everything you've ever thought would resemble a gay thing.
So hold on. If it's nothing derogatory, that means you cannot wait to see this gay movie.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Is that's the reason I want to see this now.
Now hold on. Now William Shatner isn't known for always doing the most non-flamboyant pictures. I've got a great example of a side by side of the two of them, And they're both pretty much dead on, actually.
Right. Okay, now hold on a second. I'm going to make this very clear.
By dead on, you mean dreamy.
Yeah,
the guy on the right is the new Kirk.
Right.
Horrible. I can't get behind that. The guy on the left, I would do the guy on the left, and that's Kirk.
That's because you already know.
That's classic Shatner, and that's not gay. That's just I would do him in a man
do you want me to
way.
seduce you?
Yeah.
They're both. Can I seduce you? And you don't know who they're directing that at.
Yeah,
it's directly at me. I can tell you that much for certain.
God, I don't know, guys.
Hello,
I'm really
Jeremy.
having a hard time getting excited, and I think honestly, I'm kind of hoping that makes the movie a little better for me. Because if I went into this movie excited, I'm 100% positive my dreams are going to be crushed. You know what I mean?
So you're psyching yourself down. That's what you're doing.
A little bit.
That's
an
interesting.
The space battles, they say, are supposed to be great.
Now, see, that
Brian
could
loves
be fun.
space battles.
I love
There you
space
go.
battles. There's really not a lot I like more than space battles.
Yeah. The space battles are supposed to be pretty spectacular. But I think the reviews are positive, and that's a good sign. I'm really pleased to see that people are saying it's
it is
good.
nice.
Because I really want
At
it
least
to be a
it's
great
not getting
movie.
panned like Watchmen did.
Yeah, Watchmen, boy, they took a hit. Huh?
Yeah.
What the
Second
hell is
weekend,
wrong
not
with
so
people?
good.
Watchmen was awesome.
Second
Yeah,
weekend,
I
not
liked
so
it.
good at all.
No.
Just awesome. All right,
now they
all
can't
right.
make the sequel.
But so anyway, Star Trek book comic countdown, real good.
Comic Countdown, real good, worth checking out, even if you're uncertain about the movie, like I am. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about video games just for a moment.
Okay.
So, for those of you who may or may not be aware, there was this game called Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
That
It was
an
awesome.
game.
I played it through probably 3 times.
Yeah, I only did it
I'm
once.
like-
John and I spent like a half hour of this game before the
Talking
show
about
today, just talking about
It's
it.
a great game.
It was so great
It's
when
fun.
we were able to do this with this dude.
Now, if
Yeah,
Now-
we're big losers.
if you are not familiar with the game genre, it is basically it's a multiplayer console-based action RPG.
It's kind of an
meaning-
isometric 3D.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And think of it kind of like a more actiony Diablo. You know,
Yeah.
it's except
way to put it.
revolving all the way around the Marvel characters, which
Right.
was fantastic because the Marvel cast it had in the Ultimate Alliance was fairly big. You played pretty
Yeah.
much everyone.
Yeah.
All the Fantastic Four, a lot of the extras. You got Spider-Man. You got all sorts of stuff,
And some
and it was great.
small names like Moon Knight,
Moon Knight. God, what a joke. I think that's just
yeah,
the Xbox
that's
version.
just Moon Knight. No one liked Moon Knight.
Electra.
So that's great. So they've got another one coming that revolves around the Civil War storyline,
Mhm.
which is incredibly cool because the Marvel Civil War
current.
storyline is phenomenal, and
Yeah.
and it's only been out for 2 years now
right.
Yeah.
since the Civil War
You're
storyline
going to play
happened.
both sides of the conflict in the game,
Right.
they say, which
Mhm.
is kind of cool.
Some of the characters have their sides preordained, like Iron Man, Captain America. Obviously, if you know the storyline, then you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you're a loser.
Ouch. That's kind of...
But some of them you get to
Extreme.
choose their side because in the comics they switch, like Spidey and Hulk wasn't even in the Civil War and Thor wasn't, but they're putting them in the game and you can choose which side they take.
Well, Hulk
So they're
Well,
not
it's
sticking to
kinda-
the actual.
was a
kinda-
player in the Civil War, but not really.
They're not sticking to the
I mean,
actual original
Thor's hammer was a-
Civil War, like
You know what I mean.
timeline or
they're
whatever.
taking it as an outline, basically. So
No,
it's
but-
going to be a
Kinda
new
cool.
story.
I think it's... Yeah.
But
they'll have to take some liberties with it, I think.
But when J.J.
Yeah.
Abrams does that with Star Trek, Brian gets mad.
Yep.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
Tell us
Here-
what the thing is.
Here's the thing.
You don't like comics, so it's okay.
All right, I've got nothing actually.
no,
There you go.
I've
There
got
you
it. Okay, comic books have already been reinvented 1,000
Yeah,
times
repeatedly.
each.
Yeah, yeah.
But-
Who
but-
cares
but
if they do
on
it
the
again?
on the same
As long as they
token,
do
though,
it well.
If you've got if you read the Star Trek comics, they go all over the place. In the Star Trek comics, I kid you not, there's this one
me
comic where they go to this planet filled with leprechauns.
yeah.
Seriously, that is the plot of an entire thing.
And
No, that's
that
true.
is
It's true.
adorable.
It is. So there is, and it's a very Scotty heavy episode. So it's
Yeah.
Scotty with the leprechauns.
leprechauns.
Why?
Cons.
Why Scotty of all people?
Yeah, that's weird.
It's true. The Star
Also
Trek
racist.
comics are all over.
They're all over.
I've been reading a Star Trek comic, an older one from the just like a little bit after the original series was canceled, and
Right.
Scotty is a jerk. He is so disrespectful. It's like so out of character. Oh, that was one thing I wanted
It's like
to say
whoever wrote it. Yeah.
for the countdown series is that they're saying that they're staying very true to the characters that are in the comic, which does not always happen in Star Trek comics. I didn't mean to go back, but I did want to
That's
mention
good.
that point
Yeah.
with the countdown. And that's
It does
nice.
look good. It really
So-
does look
Because
good.
it's jarring constantly when I'm reading about Scotty and he's being a huge dick. I'm like, this is not this character, and it keeps taking me out of it, you know. So it's good when they try to stick to the character.
Well, maybe it's just a brown noser to captain.
He's a brown noser, but he's being a jerk to
Little
Kirk
brown
even.
noser.
Ah.
Jerk to Kirk.
So back to Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah,
2.
back to Ultimate Alliance
They're kind of doing it from a different visual style. It's kind of lower ground. Before it was
Mhm.
kind of top heavy view, and the graphics
Also,
are
some of
updated.
the-
Yeah,
Looks pretty good.
It looks
Some
really
of
good.
the
You can find some
screenshots
screenshots
actually
online.
look like almost cel shaded. I'm not sure if they're going for that or not.
I don't know. I didn't really notice that. But yeah, you can check them out online. They look pretty good.
Yeah.
There you have it.
They look great, actually.
And I already showed some to the video viewers.
Oh no!
Bonus for you guys.
Man, you are on top of it. All right, so let's while we're at it, let's segue smoothly into some general Spider-Man stuff.
Okay.
All right.
So we all know that Spider-Man 4 is coming.
Yes.
And Sam Raimi's behind it.
Yes.
He's
and
on
went
it.
to studio on Spider-Man 3.
So basically Sam Raimi came out and said there was too many fingers in the Spider-Man pie, and
he didn't want Venom in it at all.
Right. Which would have been great.
Most of us already knew that, but it was nice to hear him basically confirm it.
He always said he hated Venom. He said it like before Venom was announced as the villain.
Right. I think he said that like after the first movie. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, no, I don't like Venom.
Yeah, I can't blame him. I really don't either. So that's kind of nice to know. That's reassuring that maybe Spider-Man 4 will be awesome. Maybe. Now,
what's some of the work he's done?
Sam Raimi?
Yeah.
Evil Dead,
Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2.
Evil Dead 2.
Oh, he did? Okay, that's what I want to know if he did 1 and 2. Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, he's done all the Spider-Man movies so far.
So now, I think. Didn't he do the Frighteners?
Life would be a lot better if he just went back to Evil Dead. I love the Evil Dead series. That's fantastic. Come on.
I'd take another Evil Dead.
They're making one. It's a remake of the first one.
Did you know there's
which was a remake? Which the second one?
No, see, that's interesting. Yeah, the second one. Yeah, exactly. The second one's a remake of the
first one.
A
pretty
portion
much.
of. Well, they condensed the entire first Evil Dead into the first 20 minutes of Evil Dead 2.
Right.
They condensed the entire Evil Dead 2 in the first 5 minutes of Evil Dead 3: Army of Darkness, which means that Evil Dead 4 is going to be so freaking action packed it will blow your brains away. But Sam Raimi's not going to be doing it, which kind of sucks.
Maybe I'm all alone on this, but I liked Army of Darkness quite a bit. Evil Dead 1 and 2, I didn't really have the patience for.
Evil Dead 2 was phenomenal because Evil Dead 2 was like Evil Dead 1 except ridiculous.
Army of Darkness was ridiculous.
Yeah, but Evil Dead 2.
You're the badass.
For those of you who have not seen Evil Dead 2, go out and get it. It's fantastic, and it's even better if you saw Evil Dead 1 because Evil Dead 1 is slow. Evil Dead 1 is very slow-paced, slow-moving, low-budget horror. So you watch it and you're like, well, you drank a lot of beers with your friends and enjoyed it, kinda. But then Evil Dead 2 happens, and it's like this reward for having watched Evil Dead 1 because you're sitting there. The cast is smaller. They take it from this kind of ensemble cast, and they basically just all make it about Bruce Campbell. And about halfway through, his hands becomes infected with a demon, and he has to cut it off. And so they spend like 10 minutes cutting off Bruce Campbell's hand in the most over-exaggerated way possible.
Right.
Yeah.
It is phenomenal. And this is why I would love to see a number 4 with, Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi at the helm. But no, it's fine. Just go make your Spider-Dash Man movies and be whatever.
I guess I need to see the
Oh my goodness.
I saw him like maybe 12 years ago. Maybe
yeah, do it, but do it with like a substance in
bring
your body.
Budweiser.
Yeah, bring your
this
king
is
of
not
beers.
my beer of choice.
You're just the only guy drinking beer.
Yeah,
happens
that's
to be
whatever.
Budweiser,
What's happening? Yeah, there was other beers out there.
There's
Man.
lots of other beers.
There's like a whole selection of beers out there, and that's what you're drinking.
And this is what you chose for me.
So, hey, I know. I'm sorry. All right. So on Spider-Man news, this has been mentioned before.
Okay.
By many people.
What is it, Brian?
It's actually happening. And I feel like
hit us.
It's important that we all are ready for this.
All right, what is it?
Spider-Man, the musical.
Turn off the dark.
Turn off the dark. I'm glad Jeremy's prepared for this.
I'm a musical geek. I'm
prepared
sorry.
auditioning.
This is a Broadway musical, reportedly to be essentially one of the most expensive musicals ever produced on Broadway.
Wow.
With music, I kid you not, by Bono and The Edge.
I know.
So
one guy dressed as Spider-Man, everyone else dressed as cats, dancing and singing.
that's
the
what
other
makes
big
it so
name
expensive.
involved in it is Julie Taymor, who's done already a lot of big name Broadway stuff. So.
So, wait, no, that's really, I'm glad you were able to bring that musical theater stuff. So, the really important part here, though, is instead of having a standard, I know, I kind of harshed on you there, Jeremy.
Give him a break. Listen to his voice, everybody. He's got a beautiful tenor voice.
He does.
It's
beautiful.
It comes
wow.
So let's not pretend it doesn't, everyone.
They have got the Green Goblin, and he is on wires.
I think I know what you were getting
seriously,
at.
That
is
this picture.
Great.
So, they added a new villain. Actually, a few new villains.
Brown Goblin.
But this key... I'm gonna let that soak in for everyone for a second. I'm gonna let the Brown Goblin soak in. The new villain's name, and this is just a brand new villain they just decided to make up on the spot, is called Swiss Miss.
Ooh, that sounds like something I put in a drink.
That is a drink, actually.
It sounds like the
that is
original Batman television series. like those kind of villains, like Willie the Lilac.
The first thing that I thought of when I heard that was like, well, those words
I
rhyme, so it might be easy to write a song about it. Swiss Miss.
Especially considering Bono and The Edge are doing it.
Yeah. It rhymes.
But seriously, guys, Swiss Miss, the cocoa, the cocoa drink.
No, but it's not about
the
that.
chocolatey
it's about
beverage.
The knives. You know, Switzerland is famous for Swiss Army knives.
Is that where they're going?
Yeah.
They're beside
really
because
still extra lame.
No,
that's extra lame.
They have.
I'll get you with my
about,
pocket knives. It's multi-purpose.
I'm gonna stab you with. Wait, that's a screwdriver.
Costume is supposed to be made of like knives and corkscrews and.
Well, that just sounds inefficient.
And.
Yeah. All right. So this is what I'm saying. This looks to be the most. It looks to be the most expensive Broadway musical ever, which may not actually be able to turn a profit because it's too expensive to get it ready and to produce.
Right.
But if they get enough followers, they can have sequel musicals.
Right. Good Lord, man. So that's all right. That's just about it for the news. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of bullshit that.
Hold on, we got audio listeners. They don't.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a picture here. He just pulled up. Now go to Google if you're not seeing this.
And Google search Swiss Miss.
Swiss Miss, and find some cartoony pictures of this random. It's not Swiss.
It looks like a marionette.
Swiss.
Yeah,
but then imagine her covered in knives and corkscrews.
All right.
So anyway, let's move on.
So this is a sexual play.
So yeah. So Paul Rubens went and saw this. That was a reference too, everybody.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about TV because we got great TV to talk about this week.
Do?
And we don't have to talk about Battlestar Galactica at all.
We don't have to.
We will. We just did.
Again. We just did again.
So speaking of not Battlestar Galactica at all, Dollhouse starring Battlestar Galactica alum.
Hilo.
Tomo Pennicott? Pennicott?
Hilo.
No, I think it's just Pennicott.
Pennicott?
Yeah.
You pronounce it Hilo.
Okay. But he's kind of the FBI
I don't know if you've noticed, but
Dollhouse
is full of actors with weird names.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
So for those of you not watching, Dollhouse is...
I mean, even the Joss. What kind of a name is Joss?
Eliza Dushku.
Yeah.
I'm
sure the other ones have funny names too if I knew them.
Yeah. Pretty funny names. But it has actually really grown into its own very quickly.
Yeah.
For those of you who haven't been watching the first couple of episodes, and we said this before,
fail,
and we're kind of a fail. But you know, in hindsight, they did set up a bit, and it's well worthwhile to. Now your pictures are just distracting me here, Chris.
Don't look at the screen, dude.
Oh man,
you're taking away from the show.
What are you doing? What are you doing, man? So, what I'm saying is, you got to give this a shot. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a lot of shows out there that weren't that strong to start with,
like what?
And then just farted, like Fringe.
Fringe.
It just took a big.
Is anybody
fart
in here
on
watching
itself.
Fringe?
I watched
comes
Fringe.
back
the
this
last
week.
episode that they had, which was a long time ago now,
like
was good.
4 or 5 weeks ago.
Fringe is coming back. So I'll
back
be
this
watching
week.
it. Honestly, here's the thing: is I restarted watching Fringe because of Dollhouse. Dollhouse started out weak, and it got so strong that I'm like, well, crap, this show is phenomenal. I'm thinking, you know what, Fringe, its cast isn't that bad. The actors are fine. Some of the people involved with the show are fine, except for JJ. But realistically, it could bounce back. So Lost bounced back. Lost had a whole season where it was barely watchable.
But here's the thing.
Now it's good again.
Here's the thing: is I just saw a promo for Fringe, and it is like the same exact stuff.
Yeah,
the promos haven't looked good, but all I can say is that I liked the last episode that I saw a lot. Dollhouse. 2 weeks ago, they had a great episode. Probably their strongest yet. Where they kind of did the man on the street interviews.
That was good.
Yeah, that was good.
That was the week before last. Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
And that was the episode that all of us were basically like, if you haven't been watching, catch up now.
Yeah,
catch up now. And this last episode, this last one a couple days back, was great.
I thought it was good. I didn't like it as much as the other one.
I'm with John.
I like this one that just aired on Friday, though.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it?
I thought that one was
really
okay. I didn't think it was as strong as the week before.
All right, so here's,
where they tried
to
get out.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, it was okay, and it kind of like showed some stuff and showed that like they volunteered for the program.
Yeah,
right. See, that's what I'm saying.
It gave you some history,
and it's not just that. It as it goes over the last couple more episodes, it's gotten more Whedon-esque. You know, it's gotten more and more lines in it that are like, wow, yeah, Joss Whedon had his finger in that. Either that or he hired someone who knew how to write Whedon.
I think he writes all of the technicians' lines.
I think so too. It feels like Joss Whedon, doesn't it? Yeah,
it's him. It's him all over.
It feels great. The show flows fairly smoothly for the most part. And in the last episode, they brought together all these characters that you swore to God just 3 episodes ago were throwaways. You thought, okay, they're just going to introduce this character and toss it away. It's going to be the doll of the week or the freak of the week. Turns out everyone involved so far, from the top to the bottom, is intricately
That's kind of
involved.
Josh's thing. He does that in his other
love
shows,
it.
too.
He
It's
likes
absolutely
ensembles.
phenomenal. Yeah. And this is becoming a
Chris
great
just pulled up a
ensemble.
picture of the ensemble.
Of the cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you were watching.
Although, we had that secret activation of Hilo. I don't know I can't remember what his name is in Dollhouse. Of
Hilo's
his girlfriend.
lady.
Yeah,
Ballard.
where they called up and they
Ex-lady
gave the
right now.
activation code now. Now you see her as a regular in the Dollhouse, but before then you never saw her.
Wait,
Right.
now, did we talk about the episode? Because I thought there was a really weak episode. Maybe it was just last week. The one where they on campus.
Oh,
Went
yeah,
onto the
yeah,
campus?
yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
Am
Yeah.
I thinking, is the Man on the Street 3 weeks ago now?
3 weeks ago now.
Okay, yeah. Well,
So
the
was.
the campus one was a weak episode. That was a bad episode.
I
didn't
actually still
I
like
didn't
that
watch
one.
that
I just felt like they were trying to cram a little bit too much into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did too. So that's true. They
Didn't really give anything.
They really did. It was a big backstory episode. It was all about, Echo's character, the Eliza Dushku's character, and where she came from and how she came
So
to
do
it.
I need to have seen that one because I
Yeah,
did.
you're going to want to have seen that one.
I
I don't really think.
I don't know.
I
think
I didn't think it was a good episode. I thought, frankly, it took away a little bit from the Man on the Street
See,
episode.
that's what it is.
Watch the Strigan
I looked
show,
at a
man.
still online on TV Squad and I thought,
Don't know what I just said.
It
I
was
don't
the
think it was
story
a real
of
word.
Caroline. Her
her
real
actual.
Yeah,
Oh,
Echo.
okay.
Echo. Who
So that's
Echo really
probably
is.
good to have for background information.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't
Okay.
find Caroline a very compelling character.
So you didn't like that episode either, Jeremy?
No.
Yeah.
I'm.
But I did like the most recent episode.
It was good.
It was
It was
good.
not
really
as
good.
much as the Man on the Street episode, which I think is easily the strongest
This
episode.
most recent episode
the
kind
show.
of fell a little bit flat for me because they talked it up as being as if they were all glitching, like the entire sleep process went bad or something. They
Right.
even
What is on
they even
purpose?
started with the script leading into something like that when the technician, I always
Right.
forget his name, comes in and says, "Well, I can tweak their sleep hormone things," and then
Uh-huh.
it just turns out that they
Yeah.
were playing with
Acker.
them.
Yeah, but didn't you kind of suspect that all along? It was more just about to see what they would try to do. I mean, I kind of suspected that's
with
what the
this
deal was all
show,
along.
I actually thought it could have been them escaping.
I really have no idea
didn't-
where
I
they're going
didn't
to go
know.
with this show.
And I
'cause they-
did like that part because I personally didn't know
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm really loving about this is I'm thinking 3 or 4 episodes into the future, I have no idea what it's going to be like.
right.
Mhm.
Honestly, I don't even know if they're going to be in the dollhouse anymore.
Mm-hmm.
All I know
Yeah,
it's
that's
going to
true.
be about dollhouses
Mhm.
and about the dollhouse concept. But
Right.
at this point, who knows where Joss is taking it? And I like that. Whereas you've got all these other shows, you kind of generally know where they're going, even if there's some twists and turns and surprises.
Well, I like that they're. I mean, it would be such an easy trap for them, and they've pretty much avoided it so far. Just making her like pretty much just a prostitute that just goes out all the time,
Right.
like a average doll. But they are able
And
to
they
find
even
the
had
stories.
jokes about that.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
and obviously that's
Well, the whole
happening, and they
backstory
reference
of-
that happening.
Yeah.
But that's not the stories that they're telling, really.
That's
They're
actually one
finding
thing I found
deeper
really
things in that.
interesting about this most recent episode. The episode was a little hit and miss for me, but they painted the dollhouses as being such a widespread entity. I mean, they've got people that go out and do midwifing and other humanitarian efforts, but then they've got prostitutes.
Right.
Prostitutes who were basically, we found out, kidnapped.
Are you
and
saying
mind
prostitute?
wiped.
Okay, that's not good. Yeah, I was about to go into this whole. Are you saying prostitutes are bad? But no, then you did it in the bad way.
All right, so let's move
Then-
on.
Right.
Now I feel bad about having almost made a joke about that. Now I'm just feeling sad as a
Next.
person.
Next TV
So
show.
let's talk about more awesome TV.
Okay.
Terminator: The River Tam Chronicles.
Oh my
Best
goodness.
episode ever. Am I right?
Holy
Did you watch it?
moly!
No,
You really didn't?
It's really taken off.
I need to. I'm so far behind. I need to. I want
Okay.
to follow
Yeah.
everything. I want to
Go
follow
All
ahead.
right.
everything.
Well, this is
I really
spoiler
want to watch a show.
heavy. So
This
I
is
did read,
spoiler
I did read
heavy.
about it though. I
but
did
we
read about it.
have to do the spoilers.
we
So
got
little spoiler
it's
alert.
too exciting.
Little warning. Got to give that out there, but we got to do it.
So where do we start?
Oh, I thought you were going to
Over
roll
Tam.
with it.
No.
All right.
I'll let you go.
So here we go. So all sorts of shit hits the fan in the last 2 episodes. So this is what makes exciting television for me. So
I agree.
Terminators.
2 episodes ago, they're like, you know what? It's not safe here. We gotta get John Connor and we gotta get him to
Right.
safety. So
Because there had been an incident with someone else from the future,
Yeah,
and
stuff was
basically
happening.
she was trying to make it so John didn't fall in love with Cameron, who is Summer Glau, who is the Terminator.
Right.
Anti-Cupid.
Right. So basically, Sarah Connor, John's mom, sends away the Cameron the robot off with 90210 boy, and they go head off, and she takes off and goes and hangs out.
Mr. Megan Fox.
With Mr. Megan Fox, yeah, with her ex-fiance, you know, remember that guy that was
Charlie.
a paramedic.
Yep, Charlie.
I don't remember people's names. So they go and hang out together at a lighthouse just because lighthouses are cool. Boom, Charlie gets capped. Boom, capped. They take off. Boom.
John Connor takes off in a boat.
So major character, not like the most major character, but an important character nonetheless.
He had been a reoccurring character.
Died
he was
in the middle of
major...
the show, right? Kind of in the middle of the show. It wasn't like a big fanfare thing, which is kind of rare.
No, Charlie died.
Charlie died at the very end.
Okay.
Yeah,
Charlie died in the episode
end,
before this last one.
in a major gun battle.
In a very heroic way.
Right.
But
And you know, we might not have seen a whole lot of Charlie, but they really did a good job of making it
he was endearing.
show how important he was to John Connor.
Well,
Probably
and
the only
Sarah,
father
too.
figure he's ever really had.
Yeah, bromance.
And he was like the nicest character on the show. Like, like if you were to identify with one, you identify with that guy.
Right.
So that happened.
But now he's dead.
And they take off, and of course, you know,
Identify with the corpse.
excitement ensues. Of course, they have a mission they got to go on because there's something that's got to happen. And then boom, 90210 boy, Brian Austin Green, shot between the eyes, literally just a Terminator from the future is like going around, you know, killing some people, and Brian Austin Green shows up, boom, clipped, kept walking. They didn't stop. There was no slow-mo. Oh my God! No, there was no craziness. They just kept going.
Yeah.
Like
And
it was like this is
had
what
more
happened in a
action
real
to do.
firefight.
Yeah.
Cool, they were still being attacked and they had to keep moving.
Yeah.
They didn't stop, and it happened so soon in the episode that you almost, because it happened like in the first act or so, not maybe the first act. The credits were still rolling when they came back from commercial, and so you're like, oh well, he's gonna be back. Maybe that was like a shapeshifter Terminator or something like that.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
And so they deal with that. Also, they find out about John Henry, which is interesting. But so they deal with the death, but they have to deal with it in a way that they're still under attack, and they grieve.
They just kept going.
Felt more like war.
They're gonna make
It
references
felt real.
to it. It was nice not to. It was nice not to in the moment though to kind of obsess over something. And then what was interesting is because it happened in that first kind of act, you kind of thought, well, maybe they're going to bring it back in the last act and be like, just kidding. And then what happened was,
or they'd spend the entire last half just mourning him.
Right. But then what ended up happening is that he, you know, Sarah Connor goes to open the door, and you think she's opening the door. She's opening these two big doors, and you think, oh, she's going to go out there and you know, this guy is going to be on the other side of the door, and he's not really going to be dead, and you know, so on and so forth.
Right.
She opens the door up, and nope, it's LAPD and the FBI and the whole SWAT team, and they arrest her right there.
They do.
Oh,
And so not only do you have what's his face dying, but in the same episode you also have Sarah Connor getting like taken down, pretty epic style too. Like she fought it and stuff like that.
They were like beating her with nightsticks.
I mean, that's two major events happening in one singular episode of the show, and that's kind of awesome. So you're left with John Connor hanging out with with River Tam the robot, and which is awesome because then we get to spend more time with those two characters, and
hopefully more time
phenomenal.
with Ellison. He's a character I've always really enjoyed in the show.
Yeah, he is pretty cool. Yeah,
unfortunately,
he is pretty
the
cool.
ratings went down again, even on this spectacular.
God damn it! Watch the show, people.
Seriously,
Get
it's
on
a
it.
good
Sorry.
show. It's a good damned show.
It is a good show, and this just proves what a great show it is.
It's
The
one
way
of the
they
best
handled
shows
this.
on right now. It's really phenomenal.
The way this was executed, I think, was one of the best ways it could be done. It was just not super melodramatic, and of course, it might still end up to be, but it was just very nice to get, they moved on, and it just felt real.
It did.
It was refreshing.
It was good.
To be honest, it kind of stung a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked it. I liked the character.
Yeah, I wanted to hate him. One, because he's dating Megan Fox, and then two, because he's Ryan Austin Green from 90210. But the honestly he was a decent character.
Wow,
But I think,
90210 really left scars on you, man.
Yeah.
I think
Check out his rap career.
though that said, I think it was actually a good spot.
He really does have a rap career. Though,
I think
everybody.
his character kind of reached a point.
Yeah.
In that episode or in the series, and I don't really think there was much more for him, and I think they did a good job.
It did. It was phenomenal. So if you haven't been watching, get caught up. It was very, very good.
Okay.
Hope to God this show does not go away. If it goes away, I'll be very sad because it's nice.
I really doubt it will with the movie coming out. That's just going to build up more hype for the show.
Seriously.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's
If they
kind
can,
of
so
what they got
if
to be
they
resting
can,
on.
if they
Unless
can
the
keep
movie's
the
a
show,
flop.
And there are strong episodes right now.
I think the movie will do fine. I mean,
It looks great.
the movie looks great, and plus, I mean, Christian Bale is big,
as long as he doesn't talk like this.
which he probably will.
Yeah, a little
But
bit.
still, even then, he's huge. Come on,
John Connor.
he does that, and like money is just flies out of people's armpits.
Have you seen this boy? It's me.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about Lost. because I don't think anything's happening. Done talking about Lost?
Yeah, same with me.
I haven't been watching.
So
Anything
The
good,
last
Chris?
2 episodes, I love the show, but these last 2 episodes are just kind of blah for me.
I've enjoyed them though, which has been surprising because
I've enjoyed them, but nothing's really happening. I mean, I'm taking Brian's normal
well,
side
you
on
got
this.
Saeed escaping, and you got Ben getting delivered to the others. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, this is somewhat interesting.
yeah, see,
But that's about it. All that's happened. Really.
it really is. Not a lot's happening. I mean, the only thing that really stuck out at me at all was they did this whole kind of cop out thing with Ben.
Yeah.
Basically,
I do agree
they
with that.
you know, all the main core cast members, the one that the audiences like the most, so that we can see them the most often. They send those people back to the 1970s, and that's where the show takes place now. And so then we have little Ben. We have Ben Linus as a kid. He's hanging out there. Now, he's also there as an
With
adult,
Anakin Skywalker.
theoretically. But so he's hanging out there as a kid. And they do this whole thing where he gets shot by
Right.
Saeed. And then everyone's musing about, well, won't people remember? And they do all this big long thing about
Basically,
the time
like-
travel stuff.
Basically, like I'm sure all the fans were thinking this, so let's just talk about this. And it was Hurley and the guy that can talk to dead people, and they were sitting there going back and forth.
which they
Miles.
haven't talked about, the guy talking to dead people much recently.
No.
But so that was
Hurley
actually
still
a
talking
great
to dead
scene.
people?
No, they haven't been dealing with that at all. But so that was a great scene. It was a lot of fun to watch. And
Yeah.
then they had this one line at the last episode that was just basically to throw it all away, basically saying, "Okay, I'll save Ben's life because he'd been shot by Saeed,
Right.
but he won't remember any of this happening, and then he will be kind of a bad guy. He will, and I quote, lose his innocence."
Yeah. No, I
I'm
thought
like-
that was lame.
Which is kind of a weird thing for a guy in heavy eyeliner to say to someone. He's like, "I'll take this little child away, but he will lose his innocence." I'm like, come on.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
ridiculous.
You're
I
a
think
bad man.
I think that the shows were watchable. I just don't think that really anything happened. And I think that was a total cop out. And I was watching it like
It did seem like, well, it seemed like and I don't know, maybe they planned it all along, but it seemed like we just wrote ourselves, let's just do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what it
And
was.
let's go into
So-
this weird cave door thing. And
Yeah, no, I think next episode looks really good though because they've
It
already
could be.
shown that.
Yeah.
I think I'm excited to watch it. It airs tomorrow.
It could be.
All right.
It could be really good. It's just, it kind of feels like, and honestly, the last like 5 or 6 episodes I've actually really enjoyed. They've felt somewhat throwaway to me. Like I felt like you could just toss them
I
out the
wouldn't
door.
say 5 or 6. I'd say the last maybe 3 though. At least
3 or 4. Yeah, they felt
Yeah.
throwaway, but they were enjoyable. Like they were
Yeah.
kind of fun. They were
Yeah.
a little extra campy.
I still
Some
think,
of that-
I still think they established some stuff.
I still
Yeah.
like watching them. I just
Yeah.
they're not as necessary as some of the other episodes.
You know, as long
were.
as Hurley's got at least one good, funny one-liner,
yeah,
it's a good episode.
Hurley's still great.
Hurley's still
And
great.
you know what? I'm kind of like more into Jack not being like.
I never really liked Jack's character.
Well, he's a little bit more like screw you guys now, so it's a little bit more
right.
interesting.
But what's funny
anyway.
and
Yeah.
what ended up happening, which I also kind of liked, is Jack was trying to be Mr. Inaction,
Yeah.
so that way history wouldn't repeat itself. But that's what happened all along.
Yeah, and that was kind of interesting. And I think Sawyer is interesting now
Yeah.
again because he's just been nothing
Right.
for a long time.
A long time.
Um,
yeah, but now he's kind of the
Mr.
driving
And I like
force
the way that he's
behind
playing
the
it.
show
Actually,
now.
yeah. I mean, he's
Yeah.
got like Miles working for him pretty much, and everybody else just like respecting him and like thinking of him as a leader.
Yep.
And so he's got to come up to that, which is again nothing like vital to the show, but it's interesting to watch.
It is interesting to watch. It's really not that bad overall. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. How many episodes left this season?
I don't know. I think they're just doing 16 a season now,
And then there's
so-
one more season.
and then that's
Yeah.
the final
And then
season.
that's it.
That's it.
So, in theory, they should be doing just like Battlestar did and really get going and make some great fast-moving
Why
stuff.
did you bring
well,
that
they
up
got
again?
that's you say that, but that's
you like that?
Why?
I know. I'm sorry. I feel scarred. It hurt me. It hurt
they
me a
can
lot
ramp
on
it
the
up, but I
inside.
mean they don't have to
This is
ramp
not
up
therapy.
quite yet because what are they on now? Like
It's not
episode
therapy.
8 of this season or
This
something?
is kind of therapy for me. This is kind of what this is. This is therapy for bad sci-fi is what this show is.
If they're on episode 8 right now for Lost, that means they have what, like 24 episodes left. So that's 24
Yeah, something like
hours
that.
of television to ramp up. I don't think that they're
That's
in
a
quite
lot of
hurry
time.
yet.
Yeah, that's true.
But
That's true. They've got enough time. Anyway, it's kind of exciting.
Great lost photos. Yeah.
Sorry.
Well
What
done,
are you
Chris.
doing, Chris?
Go ahead.
You're the best ever.
entertainingly.
Chris is just going through. Chris is very excited that he can put pictures up on the live video stream.
Yeah,
everybody,
yeah.
I'm thinking that this is going to get a lot worse before it gets better. Because there's going to come a point where Chris is going to get bored, and he's going to start finding whatever he can find on Google image search with safe search turned off.
Lemon
and he's
Party.
going to put it up
Party.org.
in there.
Lemon Party.
Yeah, Lemon Party.
You don't
All
put
right.
Lemon Party. up
Okay,
there.
so that's Lost.
That's it. I mean, we could talk about 24, but
I think we should talk about 24.
24 has just been
24 's
great.
good.
stellar. I think it
It's
has been
been good.
stellar. And now that Jack's... Wait, should I say that?
Go
Should
for
we say? Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
Everything's a spoiler.
Yeah,
on
the
this
second
show.
half is spoilers.
Jack's
Do it.
infected, and we don't
He'll
know...
probably die. I mean, he signed on for a little bit more seasons.
I think what might happen is he might
it
not...
could be.
I think he might not get healed this episode. Or this day.
Uh-huh.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Well,
means
they
this
set
season. I
they
don't
set
know.
it up so that he could get healed by his daughter.
Right. Yeah, they
And
set
so
that up.
they're going to, and now we already know that
But then
Jack's
she was
daughter.
attacked by a cougar.
Oops.
Well, I think... I don't know.
Well, she is coming back.
Go
She's coming
Cougs.
back for like the last 6 episodes of the season.
Right.
So that means that she's going to be involved through the end of this season. So that means
her
that
movie career didn't take off. I think is what it means.
Oh,
Well,
really?
it means
That's
that
weird.
It means that she could come and hang, and then they might
and
not,
then they fix him, and then he'll be all healed by the time the next season starts.
or
That's
as
what's
the
gonna
next
happen.
season is starting.
Yeah.
One of the
Yeah.
two.
But I did like what they did.
Yeah.
Not on this most recent episode, but the episode before. Is like, it's like I want to go in. It's like, no, you can't. You might go crazy. Well, not crazy, but it might be worthless. It's like, hey,
No, I believe he said
Yeah.
that. You
You might
kinda-
go crazy.
You might go crazy.
you might go crazy.
Has another season of 24 already been confirmed?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, at least he signed up for it, but he was also signed up for a movie deal that didn't go through at the
Right.
summer it was supposed to go through.
Well-
I'm just saying, people can get signed up for stuff and then it not happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a good season. Honestly, this has been one of the better seasons of 24
Yeah,
in a
I've
while.
really- I've liked
it.
It definitely was better than last season, and I like it better than the season before that too. So
yeah, it's one of my favorite seasons. so far.
I'm really enjoying
I did
it.
not like last season. I'm on record.
But you're a hater.
You're a hater.
I'm
I
not a
liked
hater.
last
I'm
season.
less
I
of
just
a
didn't
hater
like it
than
as much.
Brian is.
Now, I just like any season with Tony in it. I'm sorry. They brought Tony back, so I'm happy.
You don't
I don't
get to-
really give a crap as long as it's got Tony in
We
it.
should talk about Chuck a little bit.
We should.
All right. Well, let's end with Chuck.
Why aren't we talking about Chuck more on a more regular
I
basis?
don't know.
Hold on.
I don't know.
All right, let's
Especially
let's
if it's
dive into
good.
Chuck, and we'll end on another note. So the important thing about Chuck is that they brought in Chevy Chase, and
Yeah,
that's the
and
important
Dr.
thing.
Sam Beckett,
Yes.
Ah.
You might know Chase from Funny Farm.
or Fletch, or my personal favorite, Fletch Lives.
Fletch Lives.
That has
Three
a
Amigos.
cartoon thing.
He was also
Yeah.
recently in Get Smart on the big screen
Yes.
Huh.
in a tree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, he played whatever his name was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bummer.
the Get Smart guy.
Um,
Yeah. Okay, whatever.
bummer.
So, okay, Chris really is doing his best to throw us off with the pictures.
I
he provided
really
here.
liked this. First of all,
It was great.
I've been liking Chuck. I think season 2's been great, and I think
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah.
bringing Scott Bakula in, and Scott Bakula did an amazing job.
I
No,
hope.
he did. I was worried because frankly, I
Okay,
liked him
right
Quantum
now,
Leap, but-
shut the fuck up. Scott Bakula is pimp.
I really liked him, and I loved Quantum Leap. I was
No.
the biggest Quantum
You
Leap
were
fan.
about to go into Scott Bakula as a bad actor. I could see it on your face.
Yeah,
the gears
it did
the,
have that
The
tone.
Bakula is a bad actor.
We talked about
gears
this
were
last
turning.
time. He was not good in Enterprise. He could have been better in Enterprise.
He was two-dimensional
man.
in Enterprise.
Okay?
Well,
I wanted him to be good. I mean,
I'll tell you what the problem with him
I
in
was
Enterprise
the biggest
was.
Quantum Leap fanboy.
The problem
I'm not
with-
going to handle this. I'm not going to sit here and have you dog on Dr. Samuel Beckett.
The problem
Samuel
with him-
James
On
Beckett.
Mario Paint, I made the Quantum Leap theme song. That is what I did on Mario Paint. I didn't draw. I used the music part to make the Quantum Leap theme song.
The problem
That
with
is pretty hardcore,
okay.
actually. That is pretty hardcore. Now that you mention it.
The problem with Scott Bakula Enterprise is he didn't say, "Oh boy, enough."
He did
Oh,
say it on.
boy.
He did say it on this Chuck though.
Yeah, he
which,
did.
Which I loved.
There
and
was
caught
a
at the time.
lot of
Chuck
nods.
does that
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
There was nods to Chevy Chase movies. There was
They
nods
like their
all
sci-fi on
over
Chuck.
the
They
place.
do, and that's why I like Chuck
Mhm.
too.
It's great.
But I thought Scott Bakula did a fantastic job. I actually thought he was a great, touching father figure, and I also like. I think I've said in the last episode, I like the directions Chuck has taken with Chuck kind of taking control of his situation, which I think is
I agree.
great for the show. And then I also just think that they've managed to consistently keep Casey the
foil.
This yeah.
they've managed to keep him consistently not boring. Like
Yeah.
he would be an
Yeah.
easy character to just lose and not have him be very interesting.
Well, Adam Baldwin, he does a good job.
Yeah.
He does a good job.
Adam Baldwin's great.
He is great.
He's phenomenal.
Awesome, yeah.
Now one of the things,
Even in crappy shows and movies, he's awesome.
one of the things that I was thinking when I was watching it was like, okay, well, Scott Bakula is Chuck's dad, and he's also Orion. Now, is that too convenient? Maybe, but maybe you can
Yeah.
kind of put that as part of your reasoning for Chuck
it is
getting the intersect in his head in the first place. Maybe that's one of the reasons.
Maybe it was a little.
You can kind of justify it a little bit. It's a little bit of a stretch, but I think
it is a little bit of a stretch. But you know what?
The whole concept of the show is a little bit of a stretch, but it's
you just gotta play
That's
with
the whole thing.
Yeah, and I do get sick. Like one of the guys in our chat room said, "Random guy." I do get sick of that. I got to get the intersect out of my head every single episode.
He does give that speech constantly.
Didn't he get it out once, and then he chose to have
just so you know what I'm trying to do.
I would also like to point out a few things here that I think are worth pointing out. This is just some logic issues here.
Hit me.
All right, so here we go. So Dr. Samuel Beckett is Chuck's father.
Yes.
Whoa.
Dr. Samuel Beckett is significantly shorter than Chuck.
Yes.
Therefore, that would lead you to believe that Chuck's mother is very, very tall. Chuck is already a very tall man. Also, Chuck is Jewish.
Man, you're checking a lot of things out about Chuck.
So now think that through for a second here. Now,
it's from
the Bartowski name comes down through the father's side. However, Samuel J. Beckett does not look Jewish.
He does a little bit.
So you think, well, maybe his mom's more the Jewy one, right? Maybe that's where it all comes from somehow. Well, then in that case, Chuck's mom would be a 7-foot tall Jew.
That's scary.
I'm just gonna throw that out there. I'm just saying that this is just logic here.
I think you meant sexy.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, I meant that. I meant sexy. When I in my head. Right.
Okay.
So I just want to say that.
And the mom also has to be able to produce Chuck's sister.
Right.
So yeah, she can't be too bad.
she really can't. So anyway, I think that's important to point out how much amazingly taller Chuck is than his father. Sorry.
So good show.
I remember
Keep
him when he was
watching
on
It's funny. It's lighthearted. It's don't take it too seriously, but
it's a good show.
But it's
so
fun to
now,
watch.
along those same tokens, a show that is essentially identical to Chuck, Reaper. Which basically is about a guy who has a shitty job that has a name tag where his secret job is super powerful and crazy. Basically the same show.
It's kind of similar.
And they're almost identical. They're both tongue-in-cheek funny. They're both made by nerds, written by nerds, with tons and tons of nerd humor just sprinkled in.
Reaper is likely to get the axe.
Yes, very likely.
Reaper is a great show. So for those of you who haven't been watching, season 2, the first episode or two, it was okay, but then it really got going.
This might be your last chance to see it. I mean, the writers have signed on to other projects.
Yeah.
Oh, have they?
Yeah. It's not looking good for the Reaper, but it was a great show. The show really kicked off with the first episode was directed by Kevin Smith, and for those of you who like that sort of thing, who like the Kevin Smith movies, who like a lot of that sort of humor, if you like Chuck, you probably like Reaper. It is a great show. Tune in, give it a little extra boost if you can. It's worth it. It's been a lot of fun. So it's not exactly sci-fi; it's more fantasy.
What
but
future do they have if the writers have signed off? Isn't that kind
of? Well, they can still get people back.
Future.
They can come back for a third season or something later. It's happened before in the past. The same basic thing happened with Whatchamafarted.
Oh, hey, speaking
and
of,
that line of thought is gone.
Speaking
John.
of, sorry.
You have your hand raised, John. You may speak now.
They're gonna air the final 3 episodes of Pushing Daisies next fall, which is
that
exciting.
the show you were thinking about?
And
no,
depending on their ratings, probably not because Brian Fuller's on Heroes now. But we're gonna get some closure, and he did kind of rewrite them to get closure on the show.
That's what we forgot to talk about was Heroes.
Oh,
Heroes, yeah.
All right, so that's kind of a bad sign when all of us just forgot to talk about Heroes.
Why did that happen?
I do not have anything good or bad to say about Heroes.
I do. I definitely do.
It was just very, very average.
Heroes hater,
yeah,
Chris.
go ahead, Chris. Hate some Heroes.
I'm loving it. I really am. I think they're doing a great job with the Sylar storyline. Sylar is a very interesting character now. I love that he got Shapeshifter. I think that's cool. I love what they've been doing with the Shapeshifter.
Yeah,
he's just been dicking with everyone.
Although I think it's a little predictable.
It is, but it's still fun.
But it's fun.
And I like the way he was screwing with, what's his face, Bennett. And
he's starting to change a little bit from a psycho mass killer into sort of a god of mischief figure almost.
It's like, he's a dick.
He's just being a dick.
He has. He really has. Yeah. I honestly, and I don't know. You guys probably will disagree with me on this. I really like the whole baby touch and go thing. I know it's stupid, but I find
he puts his hands on his ears.
Now here's the ridiculous thing. The baby touch and go thing,
the baby 3 times.
I think is adorable. I think the whole thing where the baby's unhappy and the whole thing just stops, and the baby's happy and like cars start up and all sorts of stuff like that. I think it's adorable. What they do with it's adorable. The way they've got Hero reacting to it's adorable. And let's see, the one here who's not having a kid right now thinks the kid thing's adorable. So you guys though, you got kids
Chris
coming.
and I are tired of them.
Yeah, and you don't even have them
Done.
yet.
Here's what I'll say: the kid thing is just it's not that it's a bad idea. It's
You just wait until your kid comes and has superpowers.
It's just boring. I mean,
You know, I'm going to tell your kid that. You know, pretty much whatever it does, if it levitates friggin' houses, I'm going to be like, yeah, that's boring.
No.
It's kind of trite. It's expected. You know, and it's just not going anywhere. The writers are lazy.
You know what we'll say? Jealous.
No, you know what? You know what the problem is I find it's still just a waste of Hero's time. I find it like Hero is just wasting around.
As soon as he got I like that he just had his limited power. He can stop time.
Sure,
He can't really do anything. He can't.
Yeah.
He has to wheelbarrow or cart people out
They
of there.
call it baby touch and go.
Yeah.
That's adorable. It's not intense sci-fi. In no stretch of the imagination is this intense sci-fi, but it is
save that chair later.
adorable.
Well, yeah. Anyway, I agree with Chris. I'm more into the Siler storyline.
It's been great, and I
It
love
has been fun.
I can't remember what his name is, but I love the development they've been doing with the bad guy.
I did think the Matt Parkman revenge thing was a little forced.
Mm-hmm.
It just seemed a little too much for me.
Yeah, they've been having some things that are kind of forced with both him and
as much as
and
I'm
Suresh.
also enjoying the Siler storyline. You remember how the last major Siler storyline kind of fell on its face at the end?
Yeah, it was because it's hard. That's got to be hard. That's got to be hard to get in and out of.
That's true. That's true. I don't know. I'm liking the show, but I'm not like crazy in love with the show right now. So I'm gonna keep watching it and I'm enjoying it. But honestly, Terminator and Dollhouse, in my mind, are just rocking it hard, and it's really hard to compete with those kinds of shows. I mean, when we still had BSG on the air, I was like, Heroes is the best thing ever since sliced bread. But now that BSG's off the air, well, you know, the grading curve
Brian,
changed.
you just mentioned it again, twice.
Mentioned what?
Nothing.
Gotcha.
Ah.
So I think that's just about all we got for this week.
All right.
Are we agreed on that?
I think it's it.
John,
so.
do you need
So
another
say
Budweiser?
we all.
I might need another one.
Damn it.
I developed a taste
Yeah.
for your royal
All right,
king of beers.
So next episode, we'll have, of course, a review of the new Star Trek movie. You can pretty much count on us spending about 4 hours crying. Regardless of whether it's happy tears or sad tears or angry tears, there will be tears, and they will come like a dam that is burst upon us.
I'll be like, you watched what now?
That was up?
You guys, I gotta get caught up. So, so I think that's about all there is.
I have to work the next day?
No, wait a minute.
I kid.
I think we're all agreed, though. We're going opening night, correct?
You and I are going before
I will go
night.
opening night.
I'll go.
Brian and I got the hookup through a guy through Twitter.
Oh, you're going to Gig Harbor, aren't you?
We're going to Gig Harbor.
That's like
is that this weekend?
That's like industry insider stuff, huh?
It's coming up.
No,
dude.
it's opening day still. It's just private theater.
No, it's like the day before, isn't it?
No,
I
I
don't
think
think
it's
so.
opening day.
Oh.
At like 10 o'clock in the morning.
That'll be the second time we see it.
I saw
that will be
It's
the
10
second
o'clock.
time. Boy, that's going to be a long day because, we'll have seen it at midnight on the night before.
Right.
And then,
with the throngs of people,
and
but
then-
probably far less than saw Batman.
and then we will go to Gig Harbor and watch it again.
You gonna be there?
It won't be in Gig Harbor. But
But opening night?
I'll be there opening night.
Midnight?
You're going to go opening night? You're going to do it.
I'll commit to it now and deny that I committed to
Dude,
it later.
John? Jeremy?
I'll be there.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
It's gonna be a
This is
cast
going to be
party.
righteous.
All right.
All right, so
We'll do a live broadcast.
I'm
from
gonna
the
dress up
line
like JJ.
outside.
No, but if you are though in the greater Seattle metropolis area and would like to see a showing of Star Trek, don't go and see it where we're seeing it. Otherwise, you won't be able to hear the movie. That's all I'm saying.
Because of your sobbing?
We'll be
Because of the
crying.
sobbing, there'll be sobbing is what I'm saying. It will destroy the feel of
Brian
the
also
movies
brings
and the Star
bullhorns
Trek.
to movies.
Yeah, and that's hard to see around.
All right, so I definitely think that,
built on Earth.
dude, it wasn't built on Earth, and that's the thing. And seriously, if you're gonna
That's
go,
not how Kobayashi Maru happened.
they could do some anyway.
Okay.
We'll save it for the next
yeah,
episode.
There you go. We'll save it. It's going to be a Star Trek heavy episode.
So tune in 2 weeks. By that point, you'll have already read like 80,000 Star Trek reviews, but ours will be the definitive one because we're the nerdiest reviewers
there
that there
is
are.
no review until you hear or watch the CastaBlasta review.
So true, so true. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got to tune out, but thank you again for joining us, and be sure to head on over. I can't speak today.
Head on over to the forum. There's a great place in there. There's a section just for CastaBlasta, and that's over at jupiterbroadcasting.com/forum.
Yeah, let us know what you think. Let us know if you watched the stream and liked it.
Absolutely,
I'd love
guys.
to hear if you watched the video version and you liked it, because worked really hard.
This was
an experiment. Very great.
Yeah.
Talk about who your favorite Casta John is.
Right.
Right. All right. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Wherever the camera... There's a camera. Later.
Silence.
All right, there you go, chat room peeps. How about that stuff?
Was it great?
The chat room is clapping, so I think that's a good sign.
Really?
We're getting claps in the chat room.
I like how we said that we were going to finish with...
I had the claps once before. It was no fun.
Oh.
We're going to finish with Chuck, and we talked about like 3
I know.
things.
It was organic. We
totally
nailed it.
organic.
We nailed the timing, though.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to turn off the recorder, which sometimes kills the stream. So if I lose you, it was thanks so much for tuning in. I'm going to hopefully don't lose you, but sometimes that happens. Are you looking for people you know?
How many people talk about how handsome I am?
7.
Yes.
Are we still on?
We're still streaming.
Oh crap.
And there's still time.
Oh, good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so going forward in the future, we'll kind of figure out this and get it nailed down a little harder. Hopefully, we'll have 3 video thing going.
3 cameras,
and not 20 minutes of sound.
right
Now here's the thing. The next episode time, it's very possible that Chris may not be around.
Baby.
So
Maybe,
he's got his baby coming. His baby's
Daddy
due near the
Chris.
end of the month. And,
You might split town.
There's all sorts of stuff going on.
On the road.
So who knows what the next
Who
one's
knows,
happening?
Brian?
But
I'll try to be. I'm
we're gonna try and get the video streaming thing going. We'll make it a little bigger next time, so people have some advance notice. More people can show up. And
we just kind of decided to do it as a last minute.
Yeah, I think I let you guys know with like an hour and a half notice on a Tuesday night. So. That's okay. We appreciate you guys showing up anyway. We'll give it another shot in 2 weeks. It might be at my pad. We might record at a different location. I don't know what's going to happen because Chris is so unpredictable.
I blame my wife.
From the hospital
I do too.
waiting room.
That's a great idea.
That is a great idea.
Live from the delivery room.
The birthing
it's
chamber.
CastaBlasta.
The back room, we're like, Chris, get in here.
Honey,
Nice.
it's going to take hours. Be quiet. No. All right, we're going to sign off, chat room, but thanks for joining us.
Thanks
in the
again,
live stream.
everybody.
Yeah, thanks.